With a history going back 900 years, the Skirrid Inn in the eastern fringes of Brecon Beacons National Park is the oldest pub in Wales. If you believe the locals, it's also the most haunted. The building's ghostly associations go back to its former life as a courthouse and jail, which saw hundreds of prisoners executed by hanging from a wooden beam that still sits behind the bar. Reports over the centuries tell of glasses flying across the bar, creepy laughter echoing from the upstairs rooms, and sudden drops in temperature. In the remote reaches of rural Northumberland, one of England's most beautiful yet underappreciated corners, lies Chillingham, reputedly the country's most haunted historic castle. Beginning life as a monastery in the 12th century, Chillingham frequently came under attack by raiders from Scotland, whose border is barely 15 miles from here. Throughout the medieval period, Chillingham harboured many prisoners, the most unfortunate of whom came under the dubious care of John Sage, a torturer with the nickname Butcher of the Scots. Today, replicas of Sage's fearsome torture devices, spiked chairs, twisting racks, iron maidens and the like, are still on display in the castle's dungeon. Bram Stoker, the author of Dracula, was Irish, not British, but it was the English coastal town of Whitby that inspired him to write his seminal novel, which went on to underpin the modern vampire myth. It's hard to imagine a more strikingly located building than the 7th century Whitby Avenue, the remains of which stand, skeletal and ragged, atop a wind-blown cliff. The ghost of the monastery's founder, St. Hilda, is said to stalk the ruins, along with that of Constance de Beverley, a nun who broke her vow of chastity and was bricked up in the abbey walls. Gloucestershire's sleepy market town of Watton-under-Edge is home to what some say is Britain's most haunted pub, the ancient Ram Inn. As befits its name, the inn is extremely old, dating from 1492, and it looks it too. A low, squat, ivy-strewn, half-timbered Tudor building that age is warped and bent, giving the eerie impression that you're looking at it from inside a hall of mirrors. The otherworldly atmosphere only ramps up once you're inside. Look closely and you'll see strange artifacts. A ram's head affixed to a wall, a mummified cat in a glass case, and by the dartboard, a grill across the stone floor marking the spot where the bodies of a woman and 2 children were found, victims, so the story goes, of a human sacrifice. Not all of Britain's haunted locations are found in sleepy villages and rural inns. Let's move over to Edinburgh, Scotland's capital, with the most haunted spot in the city said to be its most famous building, Edinburgh Castle. Looming above the city from its seat on Castle Rock, a vast volcanic hill, Edinburgh Castle has existed in some form for almost 1,000 years, and it's accumulated plenty of myths and legends in that time. The ghost of a grey lady has often been spotted here, in this instance the spirit of Janet Douglas, who was burned at the stake outside the castle in 1537. A ghostly black dog has also been seen roaming the castle. Most bizarre though is the spectre of a former prisoner who attempted to escape by hiding in a wheelbarrow full of manure, which was then tipped from a great height from the castle's battlements, sending him to an untimely death.